I've been enjoying a bunch of nostalgic product videos lately, like Frame Rater's Beaterman video, or Billiam's Look at Beyblades. So I decided to search for a video on Spongebob Krusty Cards, this SpongeBob magazine that came with collectible trading cards. To my surprise, I found almost nothing about them except for an old TV ad.
It's the SpongeBob SquarePants Krusty Cards collection. Every week a fun-packed magazine and cards to collect. Issue 1 with 2 packs of cards, 99p.
Even a Google search yielded next to nothing. So, I have a channel. Guess I'll do it myself. It's only a small footnote on SpongeBob's legacy, what with all the movies, books, plushies, toys, clothing, comics. But I don't want it to be entirely forgotten, so here we go. SpongeBob Krusty Cards. So Krusty Cards was SpongeBob's attempt at collectible cards in a subscription magazine format, starting in 2007. It was released weekly, with the first issue being 99p, and then each subsequent issue being £2.99. There were 60 issues in total, with each issue coming with a pack of Krusty cards. The first few issues were the best value to entice children into collecting them, with the first one being only 99p and came with 2 Krusty card packs, including a dashing red pack for some reason, along with a poster to tick off any cards you collect. Then the second issue came with this glow-in-the-dark treasure chest to hold your cards in, followed by a magazine tidy in the next issue. I really like the treasure chest. It looks like something that would be in SpongeBob, although the 4 SpongeBob logos on it are a bit overkill. And there's a sneaky little Patrick hiding on the bottom. It also has dividers inside to help separate your card collection. A good few issues down the road, they'd give away another magazine tidy once the other one had presumably filled up. Looking at the Wayback Machine at the now defunct Krusty Cards website, they had a really interesting introductory offer. Subscribe today and get 7 free gifts. First issue free, a SpongeBob sports bottle, 2 exclusive SpongeBob DVDs, a digital camera, it doesn't actually specify it's a SpongeBob one, maybe it's literally just a miscellaneous disposable camera, but still, pretty cool, an interchangeable SpongeBob watch, and a grow your own SpongeBob figure. This is actually really impressive, and it's a real shame that the images weren't captured. If you're wondering what those 2 exclusive DVDs were, well, it's actually pretty interesting. Doing a bit of digging, I found these DVDs which released only in the UK, featuring 2 episodes each, titled 2 Salty Episodes and 2 Crazy Episodes. The first featuring Squid on Strike and I'm with Stupid, and the other featuring Bang Geeks, aka the best SpongeBob episode ever, and Sandy, SpongeBob and the Worm. I initially thought there's a very good chance that these were the ones, as they were released in 2008, with the magazine's run going from late 2007 to 2008. Thankfully, a comment from the guy who posted this to the wiki stated that the menu contained a Krusty Cards logo, so mystery solved. I'll be honest, when I saw this rather obscure magazine had an even more obscure DVD release, I was kinda hoping it was some lost media yet to be discovered, but still, good luck actually finding a copy of this, so I guess it's still kinda lost. If anyone watching this somehow has one of these DVDs, please record the DVD menu and preserve it on YouTube. It'll be interesting to see. Same goes with any of the other Krusty Card gifts. Send a pic my way if you have any. Moving on to the cards themselves, they were actually pretty cool. You had a bunch of different cards with different sets to complete. You've got a set for 4 of the main characters, SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward and Sandy, and then a handful of rare special cards. These include 12 Ghostly Glowers, cards that glow in the dark, 12 Scratch and Whiffers, Scratch and Sniff cards which work pretty well and would be the usual gross out stuff like Pongy Patrick and Bottom Burp SpongeBob, 7 Golden Greats, 7 Silvery Specials, and 2 Spectaculars, which were lenticular tilt cards of SpongeBob and Patrick's face close up. These were the shiny Charizard equivalent, I guess, and of course I never managed to pull one myself. The SpongeBob ones, not the Charizard. The designs on the common cards are pretty basic. A lot were just the usual stock SpongeBob assets that keep getting reused to this day, like Sandy on a jellyfish or this one of Mr. Krabs, but some were unique, like this Punching Plankton or Barbecue Patrick. The Barbecue Patrick does bring up the question of what makes a card part of a character's set though. Surely a Barbecue Patrick would make sense in Patrick's set rather than Squidward's, and Mr. Krabs would best fit in either SpongeBob or Squidward's set, considering they work for him. Patrick doesn't really have any ties to Mr. Krabs except for the odd time where he has to take people's hats. There's quite a lot to collect when you consider there are 52 cards in each character set, which unfortunately leads to one of the bigger problems this card set had, and that was collecting them all. The card packs were never sold separately, they only came with this magazine and you got 8 cards in each pack. That should really add up to you collecting the whole set if you bought all 60 magazines, but it didn't. For example, most weekly or monthly magazine collection sets like Marvel figurines ones or Build a Train ones, by the end of the magazine's run you'll have a complete set. Here though, not so much, as all the card packs were random. I got a good few issues, and I've got quite a few doubles, like this Silvery Special double. And this listing on eBay includes every magazine and the collection he has from buying them, and as you can see from the listing, he has a lot of cards missing from the set. Doing the maths, £177.40 would have been spent to still not have a complete set of these cards. And sure, you could buy another magazine for another pack, but as each magazine is being released, you'd assume you'd have them all by the end. So when the last issue rolls around and you suddenly realise you're missing a whole bunch of cards, you're not going to have much of a chance to buy more, as it'll be the last issue, with no more to come after that. It's a shame, as I think this issue could have been fixed by selling the cards separately. Granted though, if I was to play devil's advocate, I'd say it was possibly designed this way to encourage kids to trade cards with each other, but I didn't have any friends that were also collecting these cards with me to trade them with. Or any friends for that matter. Heyo! There was another option however, although I only found this out recently upon reading a Krusty Card magazine cover to cover. If you were missing any cards, you could actually purchase them for 50p each plus £1 postage, with the cards remaining available for 6 months after the end of the collection. So I guess all this time I could have just bought the 2 hyper rares for a total of £2. Fuck. Maybe if I ask them really nicely they'll still send them to me. If you're wondering if there's anything you can actually do with these cards, then yes, there actually is. It's pretty much like Top Trumps. When it's your turn, you select one of the 4 categories: Big Brainitude, Pants Power, Funny Factor, and Adventurosity on your top card, and if your number is higher than your opponent's, then you win their card, with the winner being the one to take all the cards. You've also got the special cards that have effects like take your opponent's worst card or add 20 power to a category. I like how they've attempted to tie the cards to their categories, like how Spongebob Underpants has 0 pants power, or how Patrick's Pants has insane pants power but no brainitude. Some don't correlate well though, like how Baby Mr. Krabs has a really high funny factor for some reason. 69. Never mind, that's pretty funny actually. Next, let's get into the magazines. They went with a pretty standard children's magazine format. I bought a sealed copy of issue 55 off eBay to remind myself of its contents and go through it. It contains the usual kids magazine stuff, mazes, jokes, facts and comics. I wanted to find out if these comics were just re-released from other media, but I found it difficult to check. First I thought maybe they were just taken from the official SpongeBob comics published by Bongo Comics, but these started in 2011, 4 years after the start of Krusty Cards, so that's not it. And there's no credits to the artist or writer of this comic, and Google doesn't any help, so I guess no idea. Potentially from the SpongeBob magazine or Nickelodeon magazine in the past, but if not, it's probably the best part of this magazine. The art in them is great and it's really funny at times. I don't remember being a massive fan of the actual magazine as a kid, but I definitely remember reading the comics first. This issue included facts about squids like, did you know squids look like tampons? A page of jokes funnier than anything in this video. What's bigger when it's upside down? The number 6. Yeah, I could see that being in a season 2 episode for sure. Random puzzles, games, and a make your own pocket puzzle adorn the rest of these pages, so there's plenty to keep some kids entertained. There's also a section to send in your drawings and write to the characters. Dear Patrick, I think you are completely weird and stupid, as in dull, but because you are stupid, I'm stupid too. That's why I like you. I am not normal. Karis, age 11. I feel like I'm making a Reddit video. You can't tell me that wouldn't belong in r/not like other girls. I think writing into the characters was a bit of a strange concept considering the characters don't even reply to them in the magazine, but I always liked the drawing submissions. It was definitely one of those aspirations I had, that one day I'd draw a picture so good the editor couldn't refuse to put it in the magazine. There's nothing overly special about this magazine going through it, but it's not bad either. Definitely enough to keep children entertained for a while after adding their latest cards to their collection chests. Well, there you have it, a quick look back at Spongebob Krusty Cards. Really doesn't feel like it was over a decade ago that I was going to the newsagents with my parents to pick up the latest issue and hoping for a rare I didn't already have. Fun times. Thanks for joining me on this look back at this relatively obscure magazine. If you remember getting these cards yourself, let me know in the comments below. Hopefully I haven't missed anything important, and if you want to watch more random SpongeBob videos, then I've got a few SpongeBob game reviews if you're interested. And maybe consider subscribing? Bye.